Welcome to how dads and significant others can help you during delivery. Are you so excited? It's so exciting. I wanted to share all these things to help you guys out, help couples out, help whoever's going to be with you in the delivery room out, because it's something that I wish we would have known going into labor and delivery. So first I wanted to preface everything with how I expected it to go. I think every female, especially if it's your first time having your first baby, you expect it to be just like dreamy and like those movie experiences where they like hold your hand the whole time and kiss you and they're just so doting and attentive, and it's like this once in a lifetime experience, which it absolutely is. And there will be times where it's like super dreamy and they're kissing you and helping you and all that good stuff, but it's not all going to be like that. In fact, I would say majority of the time you're just going to be like going through labor and delivery, and it's going to be your journey. So hopefully they can just be supportive. So if it's not like completely all dreamy, that's okay. It's not going to be like the movies. All right, so when you first get to the hospital, obviously they can drive there so that you don't have to, because I wouldn't recommend doing that if you're in labor. But if you have a lot of things with you, that's one thing. And I'm just going to say he, because that's, I have a husband and that's what he did for me. So if it's not a he in your life that's going to be helping you, just disregard that. But he can take things out of the car for you, like unload the car and take things up to your room, help you get like checked in. When you first get there, there's gonna be a lot of paperwork, which I didn't realize, unless you're like in full-blown labor and gonna have the baby like right away. They don't make you do all the paperwork right then. But they can help you do the paperwork and just kind of like be handy during that time. Brad spent a lot of time like just chatting it up with the nurses, which he loves to be social and stuff, and I didn't mind at that point because I wasn't in like labor, because I was induced. So just keep in mind, like, yes, if you're chatty, like, and you want to chat it up with everyone, you can do that, but try to be attentive to the person going into labor. They can also unload anything that's delivery related in the suitcase, because you're going to be in bed and you're not going to be able to like get out of bed and get the things that you need. So just keep that in mind. Maybe unpack a couple things that are that might be needed for delivery and get those organized, but don't unpack the entire bag, because after delivery you're going to be going to your postpartum room, so you don't want to have to unpack and pack within 24 hours. All right, so while you're there, this is probably going to be the longest chunk of time that I'm talking about, which is just like in labor. You're laboring, so I'm not talking about like pushing yet. While you're in labor and you're both sitting there, obviously he can keep you hydrated and entertained. So don't forget about the person the person delivering the baby. They need a lot of just like encouragement, and if they're in pain, obviously they might need, like, it just depends on what you want. What, Letty? What do you want? Some women like to be coddled a lot, and some women don't. So just kind of talk about that beforehand. Like, for me, it's hard to know like what I wanted or needed in pain, but I'm definitely the type that likes to be like coddled. So I wanted someone that was going to like put a wet washcloth or a cold washcloth on my neck or my head, like give me a forehead kiss, hold my hand, and then during the times when I wasn't in pain, like I didn't want to be bored, so just kind of like talking with me and having fun, like keeping it a very positive experience. Let me see if I'm forgetting anything. Oh, I would just suggest like keep asking us what we need. I know it can feel like, maybe you're asking too much, or whatever. But I just liked that the experience was like, it was about me because I was going through all that shit. To be just completely honest, like, make it about the person that's delivering a baby, and not about you. Like, you might be hungry, so go get yourself something to eat, but don't forget about the person. Like, don't eat like a big burger in front of them because they might feel nauseous or they might want the food. Just be walking on eggshells, basically, is what I'm telling you to do. Go get popsicles for them, fill their ice water, just anything and everything. Put chapstick on for them or offer them like just the stupidest things. Like, I loved that. So yeah, it's only for, 24, 36 hours that you're going to have to do this. So just be overbearing if that's what you feel like they need. If they keep asking you like to stop because they're in pain and they don't want you talking to them, then just go sit down and play on your phone or something. All right, so let's talk about the pushing part. So this is the part that's not gonna last that long. For me, it lasted like 2 hours. I guess for some people it might last longer. For some people it might last 10 minutes. But either way, just understand that the person laboring and delivering the baby is going through a lot of pain, a lot of pressure. They're working their butt off. So look at it as like a workout. What would you want, or what does your spouse want? For me, I wanted a little bit of coaching and encouragement, like kind of like cheer me on, because 2 hours was a long time and it felt like it lasted just forever. Brad did a really good job of asking the doctor, like, is she doing all right? Like, she wants like feedback. Was that push a good one? Is that what you want in the future? Like, I could barely talk, so asking those questions was really helpful for me. Also, he had to do a lot of like physical help. So because I had an epidural, he like held my leg every time I pushed, and he helped like roll my back forward and helped me push. So it was a lot. Yeah, I mean, just if you're the one pushing out the dang baby, just say like what you need. Be frank. If it's that you don't want anybody touching you, you don't want any support, like, let them know that. And husbands or significant others, just be okay with them like being in pain and being a little bit sassy, because it's probably going to happen, unless it's like a really beautiful, wonderful experience. They might get a little bit mad at you during this time. Yeah. Directly afterwards, it just depends on how it goes for you. You might still be in pain a little bit, and I'm talking like directly afterwards, like the baby's placed on you. Obviously, just like take it all in. I would not suggest asking the doctor to stitch the person up tighter. Like, if you're a husband, that's like what I've heard that the doctors get so mad about. They're like, I'm not gonna stitch your wife tighter down there just because you asked me to. So don't be that guy. But that part for me was a little bit painful, and Brad was over like watching the baby, because Letty had a hard time breathing at first when she first came out, so that was a little bit scary. If you do go through that, Brad did a really, really good job of just like keeping me calm. I could not see her at all. She needed like 20 minutes of help basically at the beginning, and I was like, is she okay? And Brad did a great job of just saying, yes, she's fine, even though he had no idea, and he was like pretty much traumatized. So just keep that in mind. It's not going to be like the movies. You might have a little bit of complications, and just keep your wife or whoever it is very confident and positive. Yeah. All right, the best part is when you get to go to the postpartum area. You're done delivering, and you have your baby now, and they move you into your room where you'll be for, a day or a couple days. For us, it was a couple days. And I would say the best thing that you can do is like keep your wife hydrated, get them water. You're gonna want food right away. So Brad went out and got like pizza from across the street at 10:30 at night because I hadn't eaten for like 24 hours. So just keep that in mind. Like you'll both probably be hungry, honestly. So you know, hydration and food is going to be the tops, and then just making sure that your wife is like not pain-free but comfortable. So helping them out of bed is going to be a big one. Helping them get dressed or changed, helping them get out of their like gross dirty clothes so that they can shower and then get into new clothes. Like all those things are so helpful. It depends on what kind of delivery that you have, but like I could move around, but I still needed just a lot of help. Your core is, you know, just not as strong, and you have a baby. So expect to like hold the baby and like while they shower. I know, hold on, let's get you situated. We'll be better in a second, okay? I remember Brad, even though she was crying, this was like the first time, I needed to like go to the bathroom right away. And he was able to hold her and like be patient enough with the crying. Like babies cry. So I just want to preface that if you're a dad and your wife like has to go do something while you're in the hospital, don't be afraid that the baby's crying. Just hold it. They might cry for that 10 minutes that the mom is like in the bathroom, but just do it. You're going to be fine. It'll get better and easier. So in the postpartum room, just be aware that your wife is going through a lot of different emotions, and be prepared for crying and laughing, and don't think that they're crazy. It's just, that's literally just what happens. If they're sad about something, like it's okay. If they feel super down about it, even though they thought they were going to be super happy, it's okay. They're going through a lot, and so are you. So just be okay with having big emotions during that time. You can help fill out paperwork. You can track your baby's diapers and feedings. That is a super helpful way. I kept track on my app, but sometimes I would forget, and so they do have pen and paper there that they want you to track on times and you know, what it was. Diaper, did you feed on the right side or the left side if you are breastfeeding? How much did the baby eat if you're not? That's a really good way to help out. You could unpack some things in the suitcase when you first get there. Or you can work on packing the suitcase and just keeping everything organized. It can get really messy with all your guys' stuff pretty quickly, so just keep that in mind. When you get ready to leave, know how to do the car seats. Like, I don't know if Brad really did. I think we practiced it like once, so he probably remembered. But that would be something that, you know, your wife's not gonna wanna like worry about. They want you to take care of the car seat and bring it in and bring it out and know how to do it all. And then lastly, you know, learn how to use a Velcro swaddle or a swaddle, and just be prepared to help in every way. In the middle of the night, right away, you're gonna have a baby in the hospital, so just be prepared for that. I wanted to go over things that he did do and didn't do in my situation. So one thing, and really the only thing I can think of that he didn't do to help, which I don't even know if it really counts because he was still helping, but during pushing, I remember getting mad at him because everybody would like gear up when my contractions started to like help me push. So like his mom would grab my right leg and he was supposed to be there grabbing my left leg, and he was always late. So like every, you know, minute or so when I would have a contraction, he would be like late to lift my leg and help me, and I would be like ready to push. And so finally I just had to say, like, Brad, you're late every time. Like when they say it's time to push, like I need you right there right away. So that was really the only time I remember getting mad at him. But like I said, that's okay. Be prepared for some of those sassy times because it's just high emotion. times. And then things that he did right, I mean, he did like everything right. I can't imagine it going any differently or better. You know, he was attentive. If I asked him to do something, he did it right away, except for the leg thing. But yeah, I would just say anything that your wife asks you to do, just be prepared to say yes, because it's our time. We're delivering your baby. So the last thing that I wanted to do was just go over what you guys said on Instagram that your husband or significant other did for you. Some of them are pretty funny. But a lot of them I feel like I missed. So I'm glad that you guys brought them up. So let's see. Got up with me at night and would burp the baby and put him back down. And then helped you with the pets that were still at home. Kept the apple juice coming and was never far with the puke bag. Sometimes we throw up. And so if you're squeamish, maybe discuss that before you go into the hospital. Placed a cold compress on my head while pushing. Encouraging words during contractions, which really connected you. Held me while I cried in pain before my epidural. Held my hand, kissed my forehead, told me everything was going to be okay. Got me water and was super quiet when I was having contractions. I would say that that's a suggestion. When you're in pain, like you don't want somebody just like talking your ear off. So, yeah, if you know that they're contracting, then just kind of be quiet. Any food that I wanted after I delivered, he went to get, which was a lifesaver. Brought me a mini fan and encouraged me to sleep. That's a big one. Definitely keep encouraging your partner to rest. He held my leg up while I pushed, and he cut the umbilical cord. Somebody said that their husband ate Chick-fil-A right next to me while I was stuck eating Jell-O. I love my husband, so don't be that guy. Unless you like that. That's pretty funny. Fed me a snack while I was being stitched up afterwards. My husband took me on walks during the rough contractions. He did all the diaper changes afterwards. Brad did not do that. So he was so encouraging and the best coach. Stayed positive the whole time. Just kept saying how awesome I was. Someone said that their husband was just silent, and they loved that for themselves. This last one, or no, there's two really good ones. Helped with my first shower because I literally couldn't move my body, which is so true. Sometimes you're in so much pain. I felt like my butt was going to just fall off my body. So yeah, helped with the shower. That's really great. And then the last one, watched the contraction monitor and told me when my contractions were coming. That's also super, super helpful. So when you get there, just ask the nurse kind of like what the contraction monitor is doing and how you can read it so that you know when a contraction is going to come. But that is it. Hopefully you found this super helpful. Please comment below with all the ways that your significant other was helpful to you during labor and delivery. And then subscribe if you haven't. If you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You're worth it.